This 60-plus-year-old aircraft can reach space. The entire aviation industry today is based on technology developed by NASA, inside cockpits and jet engines, atop traffic control towers, and from departure gate to arrival terminal at airports around the world. Many of NASA's groundbreaking aircraft discoveries were made in early collaboration with the U.S. Air Force, paving the way for supersonic travel and space aviation. The question that arises is whether NASA has such aircraft capable of reaching space. Hey intellectuals, welcome back to Defense Tech. In this video, we are going to find out whether this 60-plus-year-old aircraft can reach space, so let us dive in to know more. Though the X-planes played an important part in the space program, their development was based on engineers' efforts to simply make airplanes go faster. By the 1930s, researchers had discovered that planes powered by piston engines and propellers eventually ran into performance issues at around 350 miles per hour, and data indicated that there would be additional issues at even higher speeds. The X-1 program solved enough of these issues for Chuck Yeager to fly faster than sound in 1947, and researchers began looking into the possibility of hypersonic flight at Mach 5 or higher. Those efforts evolved into the X-15 program in the mid-1950s. Led by the National Advisory Committee on Aeronautics, NASA's predecessor agency, the NACA, in collaboration with the United States Air Force and Navy. The Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik, like so many other things, altered perceptions of the X-15. With no imminent U.S. satellite launch, Americans focused on the new vehicle. On October 15, 1958, it made its public debut. NASA's X-15 and other X-planes are more than just historical artifacts. The program is at the heart of NASA's New Aviation Horizons, a collection of new experimental aircraft that will carry on the legacy of demonstrating advanced technologies to push aviation forward. Goals include demonstrating how airliners can use half the fuel and emit 75% less pollution during each flight than they do now, while also being much quieter than today's jets, possibly even flying supersonic. The X-15 was an experimental plane, an X-plane. It was a cooperative effort of NASA's forerunner, the NACA, and the U.S. Air Force and U.S. Navy, and a private business, North American Aviation. It had short, stubby wings, a one-man cockpit, and a 50-foot fuselage that barely stretched over its rocket engine tube. Straight-line speed was its forte. Its performance would let engineers study stability and control at high speeds and significant heating. It wouldn't launch to save fuel. Instead, it launched from a B-52 at 45,000 feet and burned for 80 to 120 seconds for a 10-minute flight. Normal airplane controls wouldn't operate it at those altitudes. Therefore, the X-15 used thruster rockets on its nose and wings. These controls were new, but eventually became standard aboard spaceships. Then NASA announced the Mercury 7 astronauts. Mercury and X-15 would continue on separate courses in the next months, with the rocket plane flying faster and higher. Mercury suffered delays and rocket launch mishaps. Despite the X-15's engineering excellence and progress, it took a long time to launch. The anticipated X-15B, with its more powerful engine, had given way to the planned X-20 Dinosaur, a craft under development at Boeing that looked like a race car version of the space shuttle. Armstrong was among the 6 pilot engineers. Despite NASA's early, weak rockets failing, they were good enough for the moment. Armstrong's first flight in an X-15 was in November 1960. He had been a NASA test pilot for 5 years. He made 7 X-15 flights. He described it as high tension. Neil was one of the weaker stick and rudder pilots, but the greatest at comprehending the X-15's design and operation. 12 pilots made the 199 flights in the 3 X-15s between June 1959 and October 1968. Some flew past 50 miles, which is considered space. Joe Walker reached 354,200 feet or 67 miles in August 1963. Air Force pilot Bob White reached Mach 5.27 in an X-15 a month after Alan Shepard's spaceflight. Pete Knight attained Mach 6.7 in 1967. The X-15 missions gave aerospace experts a lot of knowledge, from the first use of thrusters to data on a hypersonic flight to the first practical full-pressure suit. The X-15 program signified a change to research and development and administration, said aerospace historian Roger Bilstein. NASA still uses X-planes, notably the 2021-bound X-59. This initiative aims to reduce noise as supersonic flights break the sound barrier. NASA's developing a new rocket and crew capsule to reach the Moon and Mars. And that's going to do it for today, guys. We sincerely hope you enjoyed our video. If so, please click the like button, share it with your friends and family, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel too to see even more incredible videos. We'll catch up in the next one. Thanks for watching.